If you've been feeling like saying no makes you feel like a bad person, then you are on the right video. I'm gonna tell you more about how this actually is affecting you in your life, but also more than that, that you can truly comprehend what part of you makes you keep fitting this loop. And so then you can start to respond to life in a different way. So instead of saying yes to them, you start to say no. And this starts to raise and grow that confidence in yourself. And you start to trust your own choices. You start to trust making that space for yourself, because that's what you truly need at the moment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are a conscious seeker and are doing your inner work to find purpose and meaning in life. So now I'm gonna share you how you can start to learn to say no, to look at all the parts that might be troubling you in completely being yourself. And by the way, I have a guide which is called How to Be Yourself and Break Their Expectations, so that you can start to make choices by yourself and also be yourself just as you are. Then just look in the link below and you will find the guide. You can download it and it's for free. The first point is that it's all a programming. It's all a belief system that we have acquired since we cannot even remember, right? It all comes from childhood. So when you were really, really little, in your family you grew up, and this was already a pattern. Your parents with themselves were pleasing themselves in the way that they could. They didn't learn to say no. They were always putting the needs of the other first. And they were always expecting some kind of validation. So then this creates this belief system. And this belief system is there to protect you from failing, from protect you from dying. Let's put it that way, from protect you from dying, right? If you do a bad thing, if you behave in a bad way that doesn't correspond to the tradition or to the culture or to the belief system that was in your house, then you would be seen as a bad person. Then you would be seen as someone who was taking risk and they are putting their life at risk. And it all comes from religion, from the culture, and from the tradition as I was mentioning to you. So for example, if you chose yourself, if you were not hungry and you just wanted to rest, but you didn't go to eat with your family, then you would be seen as selfish. Then you were a selfish guy, and therefore you might be a sinner or something like that. So for example, if you grow in a religious place, then many things are there to make you doubt about yourself, to make your doubt about your own choices. So all of this is a programming. You choose what kind of programming actually benefits you to become more about who you are, but also you choose which programming actually doesn't serve you because it becomes a limit. So it's really important that you start to be aware about this. You can use the techniques like stalking. Stalking, it's really good so that you can track your belief system, your thoughts, your emotions when they are connected to different thoughts, your behaviors, your fears. Stalking, the technique of stalking in Toltec teaching is super, super, super powerful so that you can start to eliminate everything that doesn't respond to the tonal, the island of your life. You see, you get born with the things that are meant to be yours. But as we start to grow, this island of what is yours starts to get things from other people or other belief systems. Therefore, what is there that is currently yours cannot shine in the way that it should be. So before starting to use your own things, you need to get rid of all the things that don't belong there. That's why you have like a lot of wood, you have a lot of potential, but you cannot make that wood into a chair, right? Because you still have so much dust in the wood, it's all polluted, you don't even want to touch it. You feel like there's something wrong with the wood when you just need to clean it first. So that's why I touch the point of programming first, because it's really important to take away all the programming that doesn't let you be who you are. Second point, that you give your power away. Giving your power away looks like this. Either you are thinking about someone, either you are projecting about what someone thinks about you, if they think bad about yourself, but also if they think good about yourself. How many times you have catch yourself like doing something that makes you feel really good with yourself, and then your mind starts to project what other people think about you because you are having a good time with yourself. This is another way to give your power away, okay? And also, for example, maybe you want to create a project, maybe you want to are becoming an entrepreneur, maybe you want to be creative and do something new, and before you even get started, or maybe you just started but want other people to know, when you go and ask people about their opinions, what they think about what you're doing, because you expect some kind of approval and validation, that also it's taking your power away instantly. It's like if you have a container of energy, of power, and you just start to give it away, because you give the power to another person to validate what you have to do. In reality, it's because you're not listening to yourself and to your emotions. When you go there and ask for validation to other people, or to see what they think about what you have to do, what you really are looking is to be listened, is that someone listens to you. Because why would you want that someone tells you what you want to hear? You see, that means that you need to hear yourself. But if you actually take the time to hear yourself, you don't give your power away. So you need to be really aware and conscious when your mind is thinking about what other people think, how other people will react to what you have to say. Every single thought is giving your power away. And don't worry, we all start somewhere. You see, you just woke up from being asleep in this life. That's how it is. Some people are still sleeping. Some people have already woken up many years ago. But also those who woke up, they also realized that they had all these thoughts and all these patterns. So it was hard at the beginning. If you feel like the path feels challenging at the beginning, it's okay. That's a good sign, because then it means that you have a lot of potential. Remember that a big challenge is an opportunity for you to gather big personal power. If the challenge is small, it means that the personal power that you will get, it's gonna be small. Personal power can be confidence, can be skill, experience, wisdom, clarity, happiness, joy. It can come in many ways. Personal power, it can also be money, for instance. Whatever gives you the ability to make the best use of your life in a better way. So point number 2, don't give your power away. Be present. Try meditation. Try anything that will bring you back to presence, so that you can be aware of when your mind is starting to give your power away. This will bring you the confidence to say no when you are in that kind of challenge and opportunity. Point number 3, you need to have the clarity in how this affects you and what you're trying to get. When you cannot say no, you need to know why you are doing it. Are you avoiding um, having a confrontation? Are you avoiding having a discussion? If so, look beyond this confrontation. Look beyond face value. In Toltec teaching, they call it like that. Look beyond it. What is the discussion? What does that look like? What is that? What if you confront? What if you say what you want to say? What will happen? What is the fear, right? What is the worst that can happen? What are you afraid of? That will tell you what you want. So, for example, if you don't want to cause conflict, to be judged, to be rejected, to be hurt, sometimes that can happen. But if you're afraid of being rejected, that's gonna tell you what you actually need, right? If you go and you say to yourself, okay, I'm not gonna say that because I will be rejected, I will be judged. So then, what does judge look like? What are they gonna tell you? So you need to shift this focus. If you don't want to be judged, then what do you want, right? Is that being accepted? Is that being validated? Is that being praised, being approved? I don't know what is that, but more commonly it's something like that: being validated, being approved, being respected. So now it's the time, with this information, that you can turn the coin, and instead of expecting them to do it for you, so that you get the respect from them, so that you get that validation from them, so that you get that approval, then you can come to yourself and see in which parts of my life I'm not approving myself, in which parts of my life I am not validating myself. I need to start with myself. If I start to validate myself in the parts which maybe I'm not doing, maybe I'm postponing playing the guitar, which I bought for months. I haven't played the guitar, and I committed to myself that I was going to learn guitar because that brings me joy. That's a form of not validating myself in the things that really matter. You see, when you start to take care of those things in which you are not validating yourself, then that's gonna be reflected outside of you. And even if people don't validate you, or they reject you, they judge you, that won't hurt you. That won't be a thing for you. And if it is, you will know how to come back to yourself again. But when you get this kind of feedback from someone else, you will feel good with yourself because you worked in validating yourself. You worked in you approving yourself as you are, not by doing different kinds of actions, but because you listened to your heart and actually took care about what your heart wants you to do, not what others want you to do, not what the society or the religion wants you to do, but from what your heart wants you to do. If you are taking care of following your heart, the rest is going to be a reflection of a heart full. Then it's time to choose yourself. This is point number 4. Choose yourself. It's about you confronting. It's about you saying no. You know what is the worst that can happen. But you need to shift that perspective. You're gonna learn from the experience by choosing yourself. When you choose yourself, you put yourself in a position where you can experience maybe judgment, maybe rejection, maybe approval, something. But you're gonna use that new knowledge, that new experience, so that you can grow, right? You put one foot outside the limits of your belief system, and now you experience something new which you didn't let yourself do before. This will give you more information about yourself so that you can keep growing and working in yourself. This will help you see in which parts of your glass or your container of your cup you are not paying attention. That's why we want the experience, because the experience, it's like a mirror. It will show us the parts which we have been unconsciously or subconsciously hiding about ourselves. And these things that we're avoiding are the ones that hold us back from trusting our own choices, from making our own decisions, from saying no when we don't want to do something or a request of someone else. When you want to follow your heart, you need to have a cup full of power, full of confidence. You need to keep it, you need to preserve it by not giving your power away, by not holding yourself back from the confrontation. In Toltec teachings, they call this harmony through conflict. Sometimes the harmony it's created with both people, but more importantly, harmony with yourself. Being liberated that you took the action that you've been postponing for a long time. You see, that's the kind of harmony that you want, harmony with yourself. The beautiful thing is that if you can create harmony with yourself, if you can take care of yourself, to love yourself, follow your heart, without doubt, you're going to be affecting your environment in a positive way. Sometimes people will get triggered by this, no problem, because this is actually good for them. I mean, be really careful to not do it as a way of, oh, I'm gonna trigger them and I'm gonna be part, or I'm responsible of their healing. No, you, by choosing yourself and letting the process of anyone else be them, you still can benefit them, but you do it with the focus of you helping yourself. You let them take care of their own process. To live a life of purpose and meaning, you need to have a lot of confidence in yourself. You need to have that confidence. And only that confidence, that personal power, can be harnessed when you do the things that you are afraid of, which is maybe to disappoint someone, to confront, but you do it from a place of you choosing yourself. And as you start to do this, you will get closer to the path that feels right for you, where you can find actually joy, where you can grow even more. You see, when you can find more peace with yourself, because at the end of the day, we want to find purpose because we want to feel in peace with who we are, to know that we have a reason to be in this world. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. And if you want to watch the next video, which is how to not care about what other people think about me, then just click here and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.